Welcome to the channel for season 3 of 20 questions with
Drew Brown.
let's get into the questions. When I say fountain pen, what pen do you think of?
Lummy Safari.
How did you get into pens?
I got a job.
Fair enough. Same. What's your first pen?
It was a Lamy All-Star in ocean blue with a 1.1 nib.
What's your current daily driver?
I've got 3 current daily drivers, a Kaweco Lilliput in green, a Sailor Manyo Nuts Pro Gear Slim, and then a E95S, or an Elite, technically.
All right. What's your
I'm
favorite
not
ink?
I'm not daily driving one more than the other right now.
That's fair. What's your favorite ink currently?
Currently, it is honestly, I've been writing with SBRE Brown.
I still need to get that. It's hard to find.
I got it a couple years ago and didn't write with it hardly at all at the start, but then recently I have been jumping on it. Been signing a lot of cards, writing a lot of cards for these stickers I sold, and just kind of I've been burning through some ink. So I was like, you know what? Let's go with old SBRE Brown.
And it's 120 mils in that bottle. Like, you've got a lot to write with.
Oh yeah, it's hefty.
Favorite brand of either pens or ink?
Favorite brand of pen is most definitely Pilot. Favorite brand of ink is probably, for the sake of variety, with Diamine.
All right. Vintage or modern?
Modern.
Do you swatch all your inks?
No.
Do you daily drive the same ink and pen combination, or do you switch it up?
Always switch it up. There's too many inks out there to limit yourself. I like the amount of times I've refilled the pen with the same ink, I can count on one hand.
Do you keep your nib writing samples so you know how a pen writes, or do you
Nope.
just... All right. What's a pen you wish...
It's like a new adventure every time, especially with a terrible ADHD memory. It's like experiencing it all over again.
Yeah. What's a pen you wish you could see in person?
Pen I wish I could see in person. I think that I have seen a lot of them. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I've seen so many pens that I had been excited to see in person that I have indeed seen. What's something that I haven't yet seen? Hmm. I guess Montegrappa's pirate pen. I
Okay.
think I might have seen that a long time ago, but I really have no memory of it. So I'm going to go with that one.
Fair enough.
It's like the chaos, but better.
It is. They've done some really fun things.
Mhm.
What's your current grail?
So it might be it might be the pirate pen, but also my buddy Ned has a collection of like a bazillion pens in that God, that Tibaldi resin. What is that called? It's a celluloid, Impero celluloid. It's this gorgeous blue. I just want a pen in Impero. I really, really do. That would anything. I don't even care. Yeah, I do. I don't want a stupid pen in that. I don't want like a, but yeah, like a decent pen in that beautiful Tibaldi Impero celluloid. That would be fantastic. Something that shows off the celluloid. So something relatively beefy, but beggars can't be choosers when it comes to that celluloid.
Yeah, I make statements like that a lot that like I don't care, and then I go, oh, like it has to have a clip though.
I don't even care about a clip. I'll be all right. But yeah, one of these days I'm going to get my hands on one.
What's a to be fair, the statistical range of people saying what pen they want on this show and then them getting that pen a couple weeks later, fairly high.
That's terrifying because
I get a shocking number of DMs of pens that people mention on this show.
that's pretty horrifying considering the price of the 2 pens I mentioned. I kind of don't want that to be in my future right now. I couldn't, if I did that, it would be foolish, especially
That's
in
fair.
holiday shopping season.
That's fair. I look forward to getting that DM at some point, though.
Gosh, I hope you don't. It will be with a very strange
Oh,
assortment
oh,
of happy
oh,
and sad emojis.
a long way in the future.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
A long way in the future. What's a pen you'd recommend to a beginner?
Oh, easily the Pilot Kakuno. If you want to go one step down, the Varsity. You can hand a Varsity to anybody, and it will please them.
Yep. Mom's a huge fan of the Kakano.
Love it. It's like the perfect beginner pen. It's less than $15. It comes with a cartridge. It's fun to use. It works. It's the same nib on the 65 or whatever dollar Pilot Pereira. It's fantastic. Can't beat it. And it's happy. It's
And
literally a
it's
happy
happy.
pen.
And they're demonstrators. Like what, or
Yeah.
most of them are demonstrators. What's better than handing that to somebody?
And even one of them's an extra fine, like a $15 Japanese extra fine. Come on.
What ink would you recommend to a beginner?
Oh, to a beginner, something I would probably go with a that's not a the first thing that popped into my head was like a blue that has a little bit of shading, but a lot of people don't like shading. So maybe I go back to Konpeki. I know it's a pretty it might be overrated to a lot of people because it's nothing super special, but it was the first ink that I used that made me feel like um oh, this is something special. I don't see this color in ballpoints or rollerballs. And but if you want to get a little bit more exciting, Yamabudo would probably be a better bet. You know it's going to work. It's pretty, and I think that Yamabudo is a good recommendation for anybody who thinks that they wouldn't go for a purple ink. It always proves you wrong.
Fair enough. What advice would you have for somebody wanting to try out fountain pens who might be a bit intimidated by them?
Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare your handwriting to others, and don't compare the experience you feel like you should be having with the experience you've viewed others as having. Have your own experience, enjoy your own handwriting. The beauty of this hobby is that it is your own. It is that it becomes an intimate connection with your hand and your mind and what you want to put on the paper. There's no preconceived path that you need to follow in order to enjoy this hobby.
What filling mechanism do you think is most interesting, regardless of if you like to use it or not?
Most interesting. I really like the Cusado Kakari filling
Okay.
system. It's like the Conid, but with an added flair to it. It's kind of just like they took that concept, upgraded it, got a little bit more creative with it, and it's a lot of fun to use. And it's the reason it sucks is because you never want to ink it up because you always want to keep playing with it. And if you ink it up, you can't play with it anymore. That's the only bad thing about it.
Yeah. What nib size do you prefer to write with?
Extra fine.
All right. Is there a style of nib you love or find interesting but would never actually use?
Oh, absolutely. I find most architects pretty interesting, but they don't work well with my handwriting unless I'm writing in print. Uh, I would say most crazy nib grind stack nibs I love, but I don't see myself actually using them on a regular basis because I just like to write really small.
Yeah. Do you always use the same paper? If so, what paper? If not, what paper do you prefer?
I usually use Maruman Nemosine, but I jump over to Rhodia from time to time. But it's pretty much just those two.
All right.
Rhodia is more accessible, and I just find myself acquiring it more often, which is dumb because it's not my preference. So Maruman when I can, Rhodia when I can't.
What is your least favorite ink or ink color family?
Ink color family. I am not a fan of this of I guess kind of uh taupey inks. Like I like a brown, but when brown starts to get a little watery looking, not a fan. Honestly, of any really subdued ink. I do like bold, bright inks, and when anything looks watery, it just is sad. Um, just anything too light, not a fan. Like taupey, light, watery browns, no. Light, watery pinks that look like just kind of fleshy. No, don't like it. Not a fan. Ew. Take it away.
Well, Thanks for playing 20 questions.
You're very welcome. Thank you for asking me 20 questions.